Greetings, everyone. This is the Hipster Snek, joined today by a sober Dietaku. At least I think he's sober.
Well, I am drinking, but it's just peach iced tea today.
Fair enough.
It's pretty tasty.
Nice. Very nice. So, there's a few things I have to clarify. First off, no, you're not going crazy, and no, I did not set the video to upload twice in a row. I'm not that incompetent, though I did put one of the episodes of Hacker's Memory out of order, so I don't know, maybe I am. More to the point, I did actually put, I think it was episode 7.
Yeah, no, I saw that, and I'm like,
and like, no one said anything. No one said anything about it.
I saw that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna trust the plan. I'm just gonna trust the plan.
Trust that Snek knows what he's doing.
I know that the professor, he occasionally does things that don't make sense. It's okay. I'll trust the plan.
That's an understatement. So, this video has only been up for 12 hours. And it's already received one of the best, opening days of any video I've ever put on my channel. In no small part because the dev team came out and really showed their love for it. And that was, so huge. It's always really exciting when a game dev comes and reps their game. First off, it's really cool for me because, getting the game devs thumbs up is always, huge. Because, even when I try to be fair to a game, I try to give it, the ups and the downs. So to have them come in and praise our efforts, and they loved our memes, apparently, that was just really cool, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And one of them challenged us and said, you should play through the other 2 routes. And to be fair, I already have. Basically, after we finished recording, I played the other 2 stories for myself. Dietaku was not with me. So for him, it's going to be a first exposure, and for me, it's actually going to be a repeat, because I couldn't wait. I needed to see. Because I love this game. It's super cool. In fact, before we get started, I'm going to hit this About button. And I was hoping something about the devs would be here. Okay. But hey, we have their Twitter X and their itch.io pages are listed here. They're going to be down in the description of this video when this goes live. Please go and show them some love. Tell you Snek sent you. That will help a lot. We're going to skip the intro up to the very first choice, which actually when we first meet Arabella. I think that will be, because if you want to see the prologue, go watch yesterday's video. That's another thing. I don't normally upload on Saturdays. This is specifically for the benefit of the game devs, so you're welcome. I really wanted to do this, so don't feel like you're exactly twisting my non-arms here.
It's true. He basically, as soon as he finished recording what you saw in the video, he then proceeded to do it the other playthroughs. So
yep. And the thing is, the thing that I learned in that play time was that the story is ostensibly linear. There's not really any branching events, at least maybe not yet. I don't know if that's something they plan on doing. As we kind of concluded at the end of the video, it's a very sweet, wholesome, very straightforward kind of choose-your-own-adventure sort of story. So for this playthrough, we're going to play through for Arabella, because I pretty much ignored her in all the other bits.
You know what my immediate thought to that is oh, so this is going to be, pardon the fate, but that's basically the visual novels that I have the most experience with.
Right.
And it's this is what we did before, that, that's the Heavens Feel route. And now we're going to have, unlimited BBW works.
I like that.
Then
yes.
Samuel's going to have to, awaken his ability, and he's going to have, a final moment where he confronts, Joshua, and he's like, I'm going to show you. And he, has this cool monologue at, everyone
about how
quotes, even though I am the bone of my...
That sentence makes no sense, but it's still weirdly cool and evocative. So, there's that.
Yes. You know what? I would be completely okay with that if this went completely off the rails and became something like that.
Okay.
Although
if the game devs are watching, okay, I am begging. Please add a gag ending. Add like, you know how all the Silent Hill games have the UFO ending, where it turns out all the events of the game are just like a Shiba Inu controlling everything from a spaceship.
You know what it would be? You know what would be you know what it should be? It should be the Mrs. Morris ending. There you go. There you go, game devs.
She takes you into like this weird backrooms environment, and it turns out she is the one controlling everything. And
also, I'm a witch. Also,
you have to fight a dragon using a timing rhythm minigame.
What?
This game is now directed by Yoko Taro.
What?
So we're going to go the Arabella route this time, which basically, like, here's the thing: I haven't messed with everything. I haven't like opened up the game's code because I don't know how to do that, and two, I feel like it would be a little inauthentic to skip too far along. There are a couple events throughout the game where you can kind of choose to be rude for whatever reason, but I don't know. I don't like being rude, so we are being
supreme gentlemen, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, why be rude, really?
Right. And just so everyone's aware, because this was like a completely like under the radar joke last time. Okay. I did deliberately mispronounce a few words last time. That wasn't me slurring. That was actually me making a reference to one of the greatest fan fictions of all time.
Yes.
My Immortal.
I was about to say,
I know you got that, Professor, because you and I are like both scholars of this magnum opus.
What is the Venn diagram of people who are subscribed to my channel and those who haven't read or at least know of My Immortal, the legendary Harry Potter fan fiction? Like, what would that even look like?
Well, considering what Santa Dietaku gave you the other day for Steam Summer Miss.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Anyways.
I pick up one of her dropped books and hand it to her. Baby, here's your book. I was like about to say something about molecular biology. Like, no, that makes no sense. She's a culinary arts major. She wouldn't have anything like that unless she was into reading that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, what is cooking if not applied chemistry?
Touché. You have me there, good sir. I'm all right. You? Hazards a bit. Oh, so you landed on something soft. Thank goodness. Okay, like I commented on it in yesterday's video. It's like, guys, I tease out of love and affection. I do not insult people I don't like. Okay, I actually like poke fun at people I'm close to and people I actually like, because that is just how that's how my family is. Like we're very teasing. If like, again, if I didn't like her, I just wouldn't interact with the character. So like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm making fat jokes, but it's like it's a takes one to know one situation. Okay.
As Queen says, you gotta, you made a big man out of me.
Yeah. Okay, I was expecting to get on your bikes and ride, but all right, I'll take that. Yeah, we went to that whole episode, and Dietaku pings me afterward and goes, "We didn't make a single Fat Bottom Girls reference."
We didn't. I am shocked. I am legitimately shocked.
Yeah, I'm more worried about getting to class on time. Yeah, gotta get going. Maybe we can talk more later. Sure. I'm Arabella, by the way. Nice to meet you. I'm Sam. Sweet. Catch you later. Yeah, no, like pretty much all the girls, the three girls, are like super nice to you, which is. It's nice. I love that this game is very sweet. It's very wholesome. So it's good stuff, is what I'm saying. I love this so much.
Yes. And I also suspect that, this is why you like it so much. I mean, apart from the fact that it literally is, catering to you. Also, the fact that, you have a just burning dislike, seething dislike for tsundere.
I do. I don't know if I've ever had the chance to really talk about it before. And since this is very this is going to be a commentary heavy episode, everybody. So if you care about the story, watch yesterday's video. The thing is, I There's two things about VN dating sims that annoy me, and it's not usually the things that people complain about with dating sim VNs. I do not like ones that are overly demanding of the player in really stupid, superfluous ways. Like, the character will mention offhandedly their exact height in millimeters, and then 20 game hours later, it comes up as some kind of multiple choice trivia question, and you're supposed to pull the answer out of thin air, or you lose points on their route. That's dumb. If I'm playing a cute visual novel, there should not be that kind of weird, forced mechanical implementation.
Which is ironic because we had not one but two quiz segments in Amazing Quest that did that exactly.
That's an RPG. That's different. That was not a visual novel. That game expected a skill floor at some point. And another thing, the Dietaku hit it on the head. I do not like tsundere. First off, it's overused. Second off, it's stupid. And third, it's like the ticking time bomb of unhealthy relationship recipes. Because there's no way that someone who expresses themselves that way is ever going to have a healthy or functional relationship. So it's doomed from the start.
Oh, you cut me to my quick there, Professor.
You're not tsundere. You're just a grumpy old fart.
I'm not old. I might be grumpy.
Okay, you own the important part. You own the important part. I'll give you that. That's one way to introduce yourself.
I've been called a pufferfish by my parents, so...
I think my sister said something similar once. About both of us. So... I hope she doesn't think I'm mad at her or something. I don't think we came off as aggressive. I think she understood that accidents happen, especially when you're running full sprint down a hallway.
Also, the fact that we went, did the Bugs Bunny Bug Eyes thing of, and yeah. Synchro! Next battleship does double damage.
She's even kind of pretty. She's a bombshell. Actually, all the girls in this game are. Even the one you can't date. Even Mrs. Morris is really hot.
I was about to say, she's actually really attractive, too. Mr. Morris is a lucky man.
He is. That's it. That's in the Morris ending, you have to befriend her husband, and he shows you the inner workings behind the scenes where the Shiba Inu is pulling the levers.
I got it. Okay. I got it. It's you wake up and it revealed that you're Mr. Morris, and then the game it has this entire dun.
I haven't been in college in 20 years.
Yeah, you just wake up, you're like, man, that was a weird... Wait a second.
That's
no, I am late for school. Here, 40 years to 47. All right.
Oh, crap, I'm a teacher.
And it's Saturday.
Ooh, that's a roller coaster of emotions right there. It ain't too bad. You got one of those prepackaged salads and a cookie on the side. I maintain unhappiness and a little spot of happiness afterwards.
I'm just saying, I wanted to go to that one kiosk, but they just
the kiosk is staffed by crazy people, and one guy just throwing knives all over the place, saying it's a quote unquote preventive maintenance.
Yeah, just the guy in the front just keeps throwing knives everywhere. It's like, hey, watch this.
I'm gonna enjoy life here. Yeah, given the women he meets here, I think that's a safe thing to say. I think it says something about my viewer base, right? They always love the Z Technician videos, and now we're here with this one. It's I think my viewers know what my preferences are, and they're just fully on board with it at this point.
If Atlas ever, got an update, we might actually see a second part of that, too.
Yeah, I need to get back to that. I have not completed quite as comprehensively as our good buddy Clockwork. So I'm nearly finished. I spot a familiar, full-figured redhead in the cafeteria. So you could have gone for the further alliterative appeal by saying "fiery redhead," but I'll forgive it.
Full-figured, fiery redhead. That's actually pretty evocative, yeah.
Yeah. She walks over to the table as soon as she sees me. She has her own pre-made meal. Hi, remember me? Oh, you ran into me full sprint. I think I'd remember that. Actually, that does... Okay, I'm not making fun. Let me be clear. It's testament to Samuel's, structural durability. If she ran at him full sprint, collided into him, and she fell and he didn't, our boy Sam's pretty tough. Boy is made of stout material.
I just had a thought.
Okay.
It just occurred to me. Okay, we've seen him. We've seen how he is, right?
Yeah.
He's a pretty, well-built guy.
Yeah.
Is Sam a dwarf?
The rumor starts here.
Yeah.
He might be.
I'm just saying.
First off, we have no basis for comparison. We don't see we see his avatar, but we don't see it.
We know how tall he is.
We don't. We don't. We never see him standing next to one of the girls, and there's no height comparison in universe, so we don't actually know. He could be a dwarf. He could be an estranged Return to Moria character.
Devs, we need to know how tall is our boy?
How tall is our hero?
Is he a short king or is he a tall prince?
I'm just saying. I'll rep him regardless. Knowing now that he's a good guy, I'll fight for our boy. But just saying. Just the people want to know.
The pure bulls need to know.
How could I not? That's fair. How was your lunch? Pretty good. How'd class go? Make it in time? Barely made it. Okay, what's your major? Culinary arts. Yeah, they say don't trust a skinny chef.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Didn't think that'd be in the humanities building. Sure is. I mean, to be fair, cooking is every bit as much of an art as it is a science.
And to be perfectly honest, cooking is actually really physically intensive.
Yeah, it is.
So, she could very well be having the sumo wrestler thing going on where she looks big, but she's actually
Yeah, she can be a lot more muscle than what's on. Fat is significantly less dense than muscle, so it all goes to the surface. Actually, she could this is a bit of a personal story I'm going to share with all you guys since we brought it up. I once dated a lady who was in female weightlifting, and it tends to build the chest muscles, which tends to make them look more pronounced. It's my YouTube-friendly way of explaining this. She could...
I mean, that is basically one of the easiest ways that I've heard of, I want to get another cup, get larger bosoms. How do I do this? Lift weights, actually.
Yeah, lift weights, legit.
Up. Yeah.
And it kind of pushes everything forward because the pectoral muscles are actually underneath all that. So, she could actually be ludicrously strong. She literally, deadlifted me. I'm just okay, I admit, I'm 12 inches long head to tail, but come on, that's scary for a little guy.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, not sorry.
Not sorry. Never sorry.
Say, you know what? If you weren't going to say it, I have to say it.
It's fair. I did it in Slay the Princess. I might as well embrace it. From around here, out of town. Only about half an hour. Okay, let me explain a thing. Where Sneckburg is, half an hour drive is nothing.
Yes,
there's a cultural context.
You have to remember, they are in Northern Virginia. They are around Georgetown, around Manassas, around Arlington. Just for deepest lore for everyone who cares, the professor and I actually met in Northern Virginia.
Yep.
Nowhere
near. Grew up around there, so
not exactly in the area that it looks like the university is.
Yeah, but, not there, but in the Virginia area.
Know this area, yes.
Yeah, we're pretty familiar, and that is why we can make fun. Virginians always make West Virginia jokes and Maryland jokes. That's our thing. The only thing we do more than that is jokes about the Washington football team. Whatever. We're still going to make fun of them. I don't care what they call themselves.
I'm going to call them the Redskins because, even the Powhatan tribe, apart from some very loud, angry people, they literally...
They designed the mascot.
Yeah, their people literally designed the mascot for the Redskins. So, you know what? They're just erasing more Native American, imagery and history.
That's true. I'm from Clarksburg, Maryland.
And, if anything, the Redskins, being derogatory, it's not because of the actual name. It's because they were always crap, okay? Let's be real here.
The history is a long series of bloody, messy conflicts, and no one got off completely scot-free.
Oh, I was talking about their football performance.
You know what? That sentence could be reapplied to the Redskins' like football history and still make 100% sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, the thing is, our good buddy Cog is a fan of the team, and so one of my favorite things would be to learn jokes about the Redskins and tell him them to see him grimace. So I'll share one now. And my personal favorite is, what's the biggest similarity between the Washington Redskins and Billy Graham? They can both make an entire coliseum of people stand up and shout Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Even Cog was like, okay, that's pretty good.
Dang.
We have fun here.
We do.
That's far. It's like maybe an hour if there's not traffic on Highway 95.
That's true.
The family owns a restaurant over there. It actually inspired me.
Oh man, I have to wonder if the devs are actually from this area.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, if they're not comfortable sharing that, that's cool. But I do invite them. Hey, there's an idea. If you guys are watching, would you guys be down for an interview? Would you guys want to talk about this game on my channel? Because like that'd be super cool. I would love to have you. And I've wanted, as the channel has grown, to have more dev interviews. Like I think like it was really cool because the guys from the Witchbeam team talked to me when I did Assault Android Cactus, and the dev of When the Darkness Comes gave me an interview very early in my career on YouTube. So if you guys want to talk about this game, like by all means, let's set up a powwow and let's shoot some ideas around. If you guys are down, let me know.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know too. This is good stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to volunteer my services as a proofreader as well.
Oh wow, my family owns a restaurant. It's actually inspired. She's a member of the family.
Yep.
Oh, is she Italian?
That's hard. She has a little bit of a darker complexion than Mitsuru, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So that's a maybe.
Well, see, here's the thing then. Here's the thing though, Professor. If you technically speaking, Italy has about 2 to 3, depending on how you describe it, ethnic groups.
Right.
Northern Italy is actually ethnically German because there was a invasion from Lombardy in about the 7th century.
Okay.
Southern Italy is actually where you get like the very stereotypically dark, dusky, like woolly hair type of basically what you would consider a stereotypical Italian, because those are the Italians that in the United States.
Okay, Dietaku, are you ready for this?
Sure.
How do you stop an Italian from talking?
Do you hold their hands?
You tie their hands together. I'm just playing. I love.
I'm making the
hey. Freshman, you know what the library is? See, but we're actually not going to accomplish too much there. I don't know, I'll call, because we're going to focus on Arabella's story, so I probably will start skipping some stuff. For those who don't know, this is a RenP game, which means you can hit Control to skip stuff that you have seen before.
Oh, there's another thing, Professor. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Sure.
The devs actually, if you press H, you can actually...
Oh, yes, you can hide the text box, which is something I completely forgot you could do. So we easily could have checked Hannah's shoes, which the devs have informed me are black, so she is not female Sonic after all. But I'll get around to verifying that later.
Shame. Real shame.
Seems really nice. They're impressed by girl before, certainly not.
But she still needs to open up her heart.
It's gonna be all right. It's okay. All she needs to do is live and learn.
Oh, hell, Hannah.
You think Shadow the Hedgehog is her favorite game? Does she like the edgy boys? Is that how this works?
You know what? I would like to think that it is. Shadow has a lot of fangirl.
He does. That he does. Oh, it's gonna break her heart. Shadow only loves Latinas.
Do we know what Hannah's ethnicity is?
We don't know the ethnicity of any of the girls, with the exception of Mitsuru.
I was
Arabella
about
and
to say,
Hannah
like,
are
I
a question mark.
assume she's ethnically
We
Japanese.
can pretty safely conclude that, based on all context surrounding her story. Arabella and Hannah, it remains a bit more of a mystery. If I get that interview, I will ask these questions. I will ask the hard-hitting questions that we weird autismos need to know.
I mean, I think they're all lovely anyway. This is just one of those things that, I start to ask questions just because as an author, this is what's going through my head as I'm writing. Not that it really matters, but it's just one of those things of like, I like to know these things.
No, of course. I mean, it's kind of like knowing that the entire cast of like Final Fantasy VI have last names, but they literally don't show up until the credits roll.
Or the fact that Realm is actually Shadow's daughter.
Yep. Well, if you finish Shadow's story, you know that, but that's a World of Ruin situation.
Don't you like to play gacha with optional story elements?
Okay, we can't see her shoes, but despite that, I did check her official art on the itch page, and she does have black shoes. So yeah, no, that is confirmed. My assumption was incorrect. Also, I did an experiment here. If you choose to do your own thing, it still skips ahead. There is no alternate scene here. So, again, like I said, it's a very straightforward game. And honestly, I kind of like that. Because honestly, it means a lot less flipping between save states to see, like, what's the quote-unquote correct choice. So you literally can just be nice to everybody.
I don't think there really is a strictly correct choice. It just kind of depends on taste.
It does, and I like that, honestly. It's very relaxed.
All three of the girls, I think, are they are all lovely, and I think they all have interesting stories.
Yeah, so. Definitely. I like meet her sometime. See, they're about the same height, and so I guess they'd probably be like low 5 foot range.
Arabella seems to be kind of slouching over.
Yeah, I would say she might be hunched over. She's also doing okay, this is like, as a guy who has dated a number of bigger women, she's doing the whole like sweatshirt thing. So her physique remains a bit of a mystery with some unhideable details being present. So, like, she might be significantly taller than she's letting on.
I wonder what the professor means by that. I'm very confused.
It is a mystery, I know. Crazy, right?
Jimmy is just pondering what he can mean by that. And just
what more? I was about to give Samuel the Greg voice. Like, no, that's reserved. No.
Lady.
I'm reserving my Chud Jack voice for Joshua. He deserves it. He's a tool.
You know what? I don't think... I have always kind of assumed that the Greg voice is just the Tomo Bros. It's not... Chud Jacks were the Tomo Bros all along.
Kinda. Like, I think that might vary depending on what mood we're in. Interesting at the outing with Hannah. She and I met earlier today. Can't say we had much to talk about other than gaming, though. I think it's how my interactions with her started. She warms up over time. That said, they're all very good, nice people.
And that is kind of my frustration with a lot of gamers, is that they're like, something other than gaming? Yeah. Do you want to read a book? Do you like movies?
I know the entire Valve development team.
Okay, that's...
Oh, so this is the route we're headed. All right. This is my first time meeting Mitsuru. We just came to know each other. Well, I mean, I can see these two getting on like a house on fire. They both seem a bit more extroverted.
You know what? There still seem to be a thing in Japanese culture for appreciating and understanding cooking. So
yeah,
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, the staple foods of Japan are not hard to come by, especially not on the East Coast near the Chesapeake region. So, like, you know, good seafood is not hard to come by in Virginia and Maryland.
Yes, the thriving Atlantic pufferfish. Yeah.
No, it's just Dietaku on the end of a fishing line.
Yeah, I would give you a wish, fair maiden. If you let me go, you're going to become my lunch rat.
Rats. Well, it was worth a shot. Well, the friend circle expands, I suppose. Hey, I was just wondering how you and Hannah met. We know each other for a few weeks, but we first met in the library. Something a bit lonely, so I decided to ask if she had any recommendations. I'm not familiar with Western literature, so I thought it'd be very informative. She said she didn't know much about books, but told me she liked Japanese culture. Like I said before, she's a weeb. That's her nice way of saying she's a weeb. She watches like... Hi Puffy Yami Yumi because they're from Japan, not because it was a good show.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I'm gonna be real, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot of Cartoon Network stuff that was pandery like that. Like, I'm gonna be also real. Teen Titans wasn't as good as you remember it. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's better than what we have currently, but yeah, like it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't Shakespeare. No. It was like consistently good. I'll say that, but like, it is a bit.
I don't know. Just
but so are a lot of things from that era. Like, actually, Nickelodeon from that era suffers a lot of the same slings and arrows.
I look at like back at like the Bruce Timm era of DC animation, and I'm just like, this was so good, and then it just went all downhill.
Yeah. We started talking for a while. We exchanged contacts and since we grew closer over time. I'm happy to be her friend. You three do make a pretty good click. You even have that like the red, blue, green thing going on. So.
Wake up. Meanwhile, you know, Hannah's like, we could become a Super Sentai team.
You know, I could see her being very enthusiastic about that idea. So, like, I guess, like, Arabella would be the Red Ranger, Mitsuru would be the Green Ranger, and Hannah would be the Blue Ranger.
That would be my assumption, too, yes.
Works for me. So sweet. The story is nice and all, but I can't say I'd ever reach out for someone like that. That's Mitsuru for you. I expect Arabella to do the same with her more outgoing personality. May not mix as well with Hannah. And that is true. There would probably be a little bit of tension at first, as Hannah, like, got used to the big personalities in this group. Hannah has a goal.
I could make a joke, but I'm going to, personality.
That's an interesting euphemism, Snek. Yeah.
I wonder what he means by that.
University is hosting an indoor cocktail party for students and faculty. Sponsored by the Lund Tech Company. Sure is. Are they recruiting? Seems par for the course here. I think so. Ask Hannah if she can join. Alcoholic drinks. But, you know, they were, you know, cool enough to address, given that, like, the very first thing Dietaku and I were like, is this legal? Is this okay? Should we be telling someone? Should we go get Mrs. Morris?
Mrs. Morris, oh God! They're after the minors! And also the children!
Ah! Only 23 meters.
The children yearn for the mines.
Not the dwarves!
The children yearn for the mines, don't you know? Send us some info about it. Sure.
You know, I saw a thing about the fact that they're in talks to start the Minecraft movie too. I'm like, oh.
The first one wasn't bad enough for you people. Talking about directionless,
they have to deep fry the deep fried content again.
No, please, no. Okay, I believe this is where the story actually meaningfully splits. So, like, I think this is really the only thing that's going to dictate which ending you're headed towards. As I understand it, I could be wrong. Devs, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is an important moment, and we're going to go with Arabella. Mitsuru or Hannah would be okay, but Arabella would be perfect. Seems wise and overall kind-hearted. I could probably talk about difficulties aside from finding a major, too. One would be better or more focused in a group, like with Hannah or Mitsuru. I'll try to see her in person tomorrow. Easy there, Tiger.
What? I'm being respectful.
Mrs. Morris encouraged
me to hold her hand and everything.
I know, right? How lewd. I know someone else would help even more. Arabella's practically been into what she's majoring in since she was a kid. Well, maybe I should have gone to her from the start. Something, that's exactly what was happening, something.
You know what? I'm just saying that, you know, if your waifu is into cooking too, then I guess, you know, You won't need to have crippling substance abuse.
Because you could work together.
You could work together, yeah.
Not on crippling substance abuse, but on, like, being healthy and supporting each other.
Exactly.
Please do not cope with your problems via substance abuse. It ends badly every time. Have you guys heard Ozzy Osbourne attempt to make a coherent sentence in the last 20 years? It's like that.
Okay, let's put it this way, Professor. I have a cousin, all right, who he is a professional chef. He does actually really good work. The man is a mess. And I have tried to help him with rehab, but he is just in and out of things. And he is just kind of, I guess, human train wreck is kind of the best way of describing him. And I want to help him, but it's just, as I say, he is like, I'll do it. I'll get my life together. And doesn't. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, please don't turn to substances for your problems.
We didn't mean for this to become an anti-drug PSA, but here we are.
As you know, the old joke goes, stop it. Get some help, please. Please, get some help. There's help out there for you. I can say this, watching other people do this, don't do it. It's not, it doesn't end well. So, but, that being said, you have, a support network, and it would seem he's marrying into the family, Professor. I
have no reason at this moment to believe that Arabella is related to Mafioso. I'm not saying that's not some kind of crazy curveball they might throw down the line.
I'm not saying that she's a Mafioso, but she mentioned earlier that there was a family restaurant. The restaurant was in the family. She worked in the restaurant. Therefore, if he is getting with her, he is entering into this.
That's true. He's kind of embracing it one way or another.
Yeah.
That's fair to say.
So,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought you were still joking about the mob joke, but okay, I'm with you now.
Well, Arabella, that sounds Italian. I honestly don't know, though. I'm going to withhold my speculations until the devs
Act 2 next year. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they gave us a tentative release date for Act 2 in 2026, and I'm not gonna hold them at knife point over that number, but I am very curious as to where this is going to go.
No, he's going to hold them at gunpoint.
Obviously, with my no hands, I can definitely do that. I also want to talk to her about Josh pestering me, especially in regards to my weight. If there's anyone to talk to about that, it would be her.
I kid.
We have fun here. It seems like they kind of know that we're joking. They seem to appreciate our sense of humor, and that's good. That's good, because I was a little bit worried that it would be taken as us being dismissive, but we're not. We actually really like this.
No, don't worry. You would know.
You would know if we didn't like the game. We don't make our opinions ambiguous around here.
Yeah.
Just hope it's not a difficult topic for her to discuss or anything. Women tend to be more emotional about their appearance. That is true facts. And that's all what I'm going to say about that.
Let's just say that, the Team Fortress 2 SFM, meme about, gentlemen, I regret to inform you, women wouldn't be so well known if there wasn't some kind of deep, unabiding truth.
There's something to be said for it. But that aside, sometimes I wonder if I'm too sensitive. But, just because I'm a guy doesn't mean that I shouldn't feel emotions, right?
OMG, Snek, he's literally me, FRFR.
Yeah, and neither of you should resort to substance abuse. I'm just casually throwing that out there again.
I could quit coffee whenever I damn well please.
No, you can't. Don't lie to me. No, you can lie to me. Don't lie to yourself.
It speaks to me. It says,
the precious. I arrived on the floor of Arabella's dorm room. On my way to her door, I wonder if she may not want to be bothered this hour, given it's later in the day. What she could tell me to do is come back tomorrow, I guess. I gently knock on her door, but get no response. Just as I'm about to knock again, she opens the door. Hey, Sam, what you doing? I wanted to talk about something, if you're not busy, at least. Yeah, does this rag smell like chloroform? Why does everyone keep asking me that?
There are so many things I could have said with, "Hey, what you doing?" You know what? I'm just gonna let that just hang there.
Oh, Ferb and I are about to build a roller coaster. What a very specific response. She gestures me in. Insert joke of choice here. He sat on a chair in her dorm, and she sits on her bed.
That wasn't that was not the like perfect.
No.
The absolute perfect double entendre that would have allowed another joke, but it's okay.
No, I at least a few, at least the top 10. I just talked to Mrs. Morris, but I felt like you're probably better to vent to about this.
This is very cute, very
cozy. It is. She has very.
I like the lights that she has on the wall.
Yeah, very very homey, very comfortable, very lived in. Oh, she's super nice. Yeah, agreed. Anywho, what's the matter? The short answer is, I feel kind of directionless. I think not having a specific major is part of that. Can you tell me more? I told her pretty much everything I told Mrs. Morris, about how unlike her I don't have a skill I developed when I was younger that I can major in or anything like that. I dare say most people don't. Like, most kids I think are a little bit listless and directionless, and only the ones who like have a very clear-cut idea of what they're going to do from an early age I think are in the minority.
Yes, not so many people can be as, put all their skill points into autism like, you and I.
Yeah, that's true. I mentioned Josh's antics, too. Arabella listens to it all. She genuinely seems to care. I eventually quit my yapping and gave her a chance to weigh in on the situation. I see. How about I take you out for a drink? Much better place to talk than here, don't you think? Besides, my roommate Sophie should be back soon. I think she's got a point. Besides, refreshment could help clear my head. Sure, why not? Sweet, I'll give the address of the coffee shop. Let me get ready and I'll meet you there. Punch the address in my phone and head out. I hope this will be worth my time. You are going to be sitting opposite a beautiful redhead? Yeah, I'd say it's worth your time, bro. Get your priorities straight, man.
It's like, so, you're going on a date with me.
Okay. We're going on a date now. Okay. It's just Saitama. Okay. We arrived at Arabella's favorite studying place. I can see why she likes to study here. Coffee aroma really helps the atmosphere. She and I both walk up to the counter to order our beverages. I'll have a cappuccino with cinnamon. I'll have a Colombian coffee with creamer. He's not just, shooting it straight from the carafe. He's not embracing the Dietaku grind set yet.
See, Colombian coffee is really good, actually, but he's diluting it. Just saying.
I mean...
But, Arabella's got some good choice. She's got some good taste.
Yeah.
Very, very nutrition taste. Good stuff.
All right. My taste seems a little plain compared to hers. What can I say? Basic things are always good. I don't say basic things are often good. Might be a more accurate statement. Her and I both sit down at a nearby table along with our drinks. She brought along material to study, probably in case our conversation goes nowhere. You mentioned your family had a local restaurant. Is that another reason you like studying here? Is it a local business? I don't think that's really the issue. I think it's the fact that you are selling yourself a bit short when the girl was literally like, hey, we're going on a date now. And you just kind of blundered into it and just like, duh, okay. Like, bro, I get you're a dwarf. You only think about the minerals and the different veins of metal. But get it together, man.
She's not talking about feldspar. It's so hard.
I'm not talking about precious gems and minerals. You mentioned your family local restaurant. It's local business? Yep. I wonder this place
I'm gonna laugh if it turns out that he's actually like 6 foot.
He's like some huge.
Turns out he's not a dwarf. He's actually an elf.
Cool. So he's the plus size elf. That's a reversal of fortune. Yep, owners of the place are pretty nice people too. Do you have any idea what type of restaurant you'd like to run? She thinks for a moment or two, taking us up for a drink before shrugging. I have a pretty vague idea, yeah. I was thinking of something like a pastry shop, something food-related, obviously, but it doesn't need to be a restaurant. I nod and relax in my chair for a bit, trying to organize my thoughts, I guess. I appreciate you wanting to meet me here, seriously. Sure, what are friends for? Take a sip of my coffee. Getting down to business. If you want to find your passion in life, I think you should always be willing to try new things. That's the most important point. I've always liked cooking, but I never decided that it was going to be my major till half a year before coming to college, I believe. I actually tried a lot of different things these past few years. She's probably right, to be honest. Looking back, I never made much of an attempt at trying new things. College is pretty much the best time to do that, if you ask me. I mean, it's never too late to try something new for the first time. I spent, like, 10 years telling myself why I shouldn't bother being a YouTuber, and then Dietaku was like, I'm going to fill your mind with spite and hate. And then I'm like, well, screw you, I'm going to do it anyway. And then here we are.
It wasn't me filling your mind with spite and hate. It was you coming across a video that drove me so mad that my do better.
I saw this review, and he did such a bad job. And Dietaku leans over and goes, hey, do one better. And I'm like, maybe I will.
And then you have spent the last 5-6 years.
6 years. Yep.
Good on you, Professor.
Can't say I have any interest in baking, but I got some friends with hobbies that I could give a shot at trying. Ooh, Hannah and Mitsuru? Probably, yeah, though I doubt she'd give me too much to work with. To be honest, there's something else I wanted to talk about. What? I'm open, don't hesitate. Making a long story short, my roommate Joshua is kind of an ass. He's always just like, cha, it's like arm day, bruh. Gotta get them gains.
It's arm day, and then he runs 25 kilometers, and I'm like, what happened to arm day? He's like, I have a...
This always happens. Blue, blue, blue. Oh. You thought I forgot, but I did not.
I didn't think that you were.
No, I'm kidding. She raises an eyebrow. To be more specific, he makes jabs here and there about my appearance. Oh, in what way? My weight, I guess. That's horrible. I'm really, really sorry you had to deal with that. I think this is actually the first time in our time in the game that this has actually come up as the particular topic of the discussion. Talking with Mitsuru, like, we don't really broach her physique. It's just that we really just like being with her.
I mean, how would you describe Madame your derriere is a siege weapon that could destroy Gondor? The men of the West fear.
Gondor calls for aid, Mitsuru.
Yes.
Like, okay, no, fair point. But I mean, like, think about people think that the Western civilization, like, has a beef with plus-size women in particular. Like, you guys should see, like, the really mean things that the Asiatic will say. Like, they are really tough on them, and I actually kind of hope the devs explore that, because we talked about Mitsuru's parents and her storyline. So I think that would be a really interesting point of discussion that could come up. Like, there is a cultural stigma, and it's worse depending on where you go.
To the point that they, as much as the professor, kind of just gets that Excalibur, face when he talks about idol culture. I mean, there has been a few times that there's like one idol agency that will actually scout overweight young ladies.
Yep.
For their, and it's really cute, but at the same time, though, it's very kind of a niche market because of this.
Yeah, no, it is, but like that is sort of the thing. It's a niche appeal. It absolutely is. But that is something I do want to applaud the devs for, is like, your niche and you're leaning into it. And there's always those games where they try to like, oh, we're just gonna like have a girl for everybody, and there's like 12 different girls and they're all basically the same from a design standpoint. They did not do that. They did not take the coward's way out. They made each of the girls in this game very different, and honestly, hats off to you. Less is more, right? So it is a niche appeal, but I guess maybe that's all the more reason why I like it. So I mean,
power to them, make what you like, I guess. And I've heard that from a bunch of people, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, more power to them.
Absolutely. I'm really sorry to have to deal with that. You probably felt that I was the best person to talk to about this, didn't you? Damn, I hope she doesn't feel like I'm singling her out for weight-related reasons. Don't worry, you come to the right gal. I'm not saying you should make fun of him in return, but the less you react to his insults, the easier he gets bored, so the less he does it. Make sense? Sure. Yeah, that depends on the motivation. If he genuinely thinks that he's helping you, he will be absolutely relentless. Oh, like,
yes.
It's not doing much to be mean. He probably thinks he's helping me. That's literally what I was just saying. Good on you, Sam.
The tyranny of the righteous, Lewis mentions it, C.S. Lewis, and that, you know, the those who think that they are doing things for the right reasons, they will go out of their way, and they actually will keep doing things, even when any sane person would, maybe I should not do this, because they're going to go, no, I just need to
try harder and double down.
Yes, exactly.
But the person that hates you because they hate you will get bored and move on, because most people don't want to expend that much energy on negativity, unless they're Dietaku. But, I mean, that aside.
I'm always enjoying my anger. What are you doing?
You need to chill.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm actually, I quite enjoy this. So. But I have had situations where I was gotten to that level.
No, I understand. He's a pretty athletic dude, and sometimes recommends that I do some hard physical activity. This is the funny part. He'll tell me to stay away from girls like you. It feels like he does it all the damn time. Huh? Girls like me? Such a sad face. Look at her. I just want to hug her. Poor Arabella. Yeah, you, Hannah, and Mitsuru, basically. The expression gets even more sympathetic yet annoyed. He does sound like a real jerk. He's one of those kinds of people, isn't he? I feel like I don't get what you mean, but also I somehow do. I could screen cap this one bit right here and sell it for like $1 billion. It's like, I feel like I don't get what you mean, but also somehow I do.
I feel like this is like prime meme fodder.
Should I use this as the thumbnail, you think?
You know what? Or at the very least, have like the dialogue box.
Okay, let me shoot a quick screenshot. Okay.
Have the dialogue box, and then, you know, you can snack with like sunglasses or whatever.
I feel like I get what you mean, but... She straightens her posture and crosses her arms. This is a tougher situation. Best thing I can recommend is actually to do the opposite of what he says. You should definitely come to that event I mentioned earlier. Cocktail party thing? Can we even go to that? They'll have mocktails and minor-friendly drinks, don't worry. Okay, so she's done her research in the meantime, so like, it looks like she's prepared for that question now. She also gave you a break from him, too. She winks at me a little, which makes you smile. She really is a good friend. Baby...
So, while you're saying that, does this smell like chloroform to you?
Why do people keep asking me? It's getting late. Thanks for the drinks and company, seriously. Don't mention it. She smiles once again, we both gather our things and head out. I think this event's gonna be fun. Ah, look at you taking on an optimistic demeanor. This is where, Oh, no, you're not.
Oh no, you're palling around with those girls.
What do you mean,
what
those
are
girls?
Those girls?
You know
Back
what?
that I talked to Arabella. Okay, the dialogue is a little bit different. He specifically mentioned...
You know what? Maybe I am. What are you going to do about it? I am happy for you, I guess.
I wasn't ready to be confronted on my douchebaggery. How do you even know about that? Were you stalking me? No, absolutely not, bruh. I'm afraid not that, friend of mine showed me that so happened to see you. That's not much better. Don't try to advise. You didn't listen. Just say I didn't warn you, bruh. I don't have time. That is great. And that party thing, the mocktail party. You chubbos, I told you not to be around, chubra. It's a recipe for disaster.
You know, I'm gonna laugh if the other person also is like secretly like, basically they're like, oh, I'm secretly, you know, really, you know, I just have the hugest crush on Hannah. I just think she's so gosh darn cute. And just Josh is just left with you like, I don't even know what to believe.
Like, I have a theory. Dietaku and I talked about this, and we mentioned, it's like, this is the kind of story that doesn't necessitate an antagonist. So I think there's, like, a couple different ways they could take it. Like, on the one hand, he could be... Antagonist is, like, he who creates change. So he might deliberately like stir up drama or tension or like start playing the telephone game with the girls and causing grief for us in the future. Or alternatively, and this is another possibility, is he's actually a chubby chaser himself, but like his like gym bros won't like accept that of him. So like the entire time he's just like, I'm so in love. Like, I don't know, maybe like Arabella's roommate. She mentioned that Sophie lives with her, and just like, Sophie, you own the French part of my heart.
You know what? That is kind of my suspicion. That he's got some thick girl that he's pining for, but he's like, no, I can't do this. I must be strong. I must be hard. I cannot have anything soft in my life. Anything nice.
I hadn't thought about it in exactly those words, but now that you've said it, I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, you think about it, I'm just saying that,
I think there's something to it. I do.
I feel I would like, I like, stories where everybody, ultimately comes out on top.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if I know that's not realistic at all.
No, but that doesn't mean that you can't appreciate a story that has that kind of resolution.
And yeah, so, in a magical world, short princes can, get nice girls to be interested. Maybe there is even, Jim Bro, track star also gets the thick girl that,
I'd be pretty happy with that. I think. See, maybe that's it. Maybe Joshua is so used to the Jim Bro culture, like he really does have that. Everything has to be hard and cold, like my dumbbells, Chabra. And he really just needs a big soft hug to bring him back down to earth.
You need a fat bottom girl yourself there, bro.
Oh, no, it's true.
That's how he cries.
Oh, jeez. That's just my suspicion, though. That's just my theory.
That is one possible outcome. It may be what it is, and it may not be. We'll have to see.
Yeah. And watch the devs either be like, they're onto us, or like, hold on. Okay.
We either need to take notes, or we need to start changing the notes we already had. It's going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so this bit's kind of just the same, so we're going to kind of make our way over to...
I gotta say, buzzed Arabella is very cute.
She is. Even though she's not actually buzzed. Maybe she's...
I know she's not. She looks like she's,
She looks like she's having a blast, and I'm happy for her. Actually, they all look like they're pretty much having... Like, even Hannah, who would, like, normally be a recluse, like, seems like she's having some fun at this event. So, like, that's good.
This is my voice.
Norma to her standing. Hannah's sitting down, because she needs to hide her Sonic the Hedgehog shoes, obviously. Seems a little nervous. I feel bad for her. Well, I mean, I'm not really big on, like, huge social gatherings either, but, like, I go from time to time. I've been to a few cons.
I was about to say, you're about to go to Bell County Comic Con.
Yep, I'm going this year as well. You guys will actually be able to identify me this year. My friend, the Deadly Cat Queen, created a Snek shirt. So if you guys happen to be in the area, you will have the opportunity to meet me. I don't have a booth. I'll be wandering around and trying to hide from you, so good luck finding me.
It's going to be like, where's Waldo?
But instead, a yellow Snek with a bright red pompadour. Then it stops fidgeting with her glass and nods at me. It's probably a good thing they're handling a non-alcoholic drinks, otherwise Arabella would have been super tipsy for sure. I don't know, that might actually have been really funny. I kind of see her as being like
saying, hey sailor, you come here often?
I see her as being like I see her as being the silly drunk, where she like everything is just hysterical to her, and just like non-stop giggling.
Not that I would know anything about that. Just you guys literally heard me, extremely buzzed the other day.
Nice to see you too, all three of you. I was thinking you weren't going to make it. Something happened? No, I had to run into someone. Plus, I walked here, which took a bit. That's a long distance. I'm just glad to be here, honestly. Also happy Arabella's here. He just zeroes in on her. There's not even a prompt. He's just like, baby. Which makes me happy more than anyone else I've met during my time here. So, Arabella. Do you have any interest in what they're going to show us tonight? The company's sponsoring this event? Nah, I don't have much of an interest in tech. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being a financial oopsie for them. Everyone here just wants to socialize and have fun, right, Mitsuru? Mitsuru gives a firm nod. I mean, I find this interesting. Kinda. He's more interested in trying out the drinks than anything. But I gotta say, it's nice seeing her socialize more. When exactly does this little presentation start? About 5 minutes. Stays next to them. Try to make yourself comfortable. Maybe I'll find this interesting. Sam, are you gonna get a drink? Me? Slipped my mind, I guess. No big deal. Don't worry, I'll get you something. Be right back. That is the look of a woman of determination in her eyes.
Oh no. Oh no. Is she gonna spike our drinks? Oh no!
You know, not saying it's impossible, but puts down a drink and walks off. She's
Does it smell funny to you? What did it?
I mean, I don't know. Mitsu's got a point.
What keep happening?
Just accept Arabella's irrefutable offer. Here you are, enjoy. She carefully hands you a drink, which looks the same as theirs. They have multiple flavors, or just this one? They did. They ran out of the good stuff pretty quickly. It's still yummy, though, promise. Arabella, did you drink them all? Be honest.
No.
Okay, yes. This is a very silly story, but this is a true thing that happened. I went on a youth retreat with my church way, way back in the day. Back in the Mesozoic, when I was in high school. And it had all the meals were done in buffet format. So you just went up and grabbed whatever, and you could have as much as you want. Well, one day during lunch, there was only one tiny little dab left of the chocolate pudding. And I love chocolate pudding, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to polish it off, and that way they can carry the case out. So I grabbed what remained, and so it became a meme among my friends that I must have eaten the entire tub of chocolate pudding, and that's why there was none left for anyone else. And I don't even know why that popped into my head. It was just a funny story, and that is what I went down in infamy for during that trip, was being the guy who polished off the chocolate pudding.
Oh man, I sort of love chocolate pudding. I can't blame you. Chocolate pudding is delicious.
It is. Take a decent-sized sip of the drink she fetched. Not bad. As Arabella sits back down and gets into position, the presentation begins. Whee! Lasted around 20 minutes. Four of us didn't have much to say about it afterward, aside from the occasional comment to each other during the presentation itself. Hannah and Mitsuru seemed to enjoy it much more than Arabella and I. Kind of expected that, though. The lights kick back on and everyone in the room begins to gather their things. Wasn't that fun? I thought it was. Hannah's smiling for a change, which is nice to see. Arabella, thanks so much for inviting us here. Of course. Anywho, I'm going to start heading back. Anyone else going to come? Hannah and Mitsuru look at each other. We both will stay for a little bit. It's going to be a short Q&A part. Alrighty, see you around. Here we go. This is my chance. I'll be going too. Would you like to walk together? Absolutely. We'll give Hannah and Mitsuru our regards and head out.
Hey, chicka bum bum.
Baby! Night air is cool and refreshing, and the moon looks beautiful. I don't think that line's gonna work. She's not Japanese. Serene nighttime walk with the girl that makes me happy is what I needed. I turn to look at her, but as if on command, Arabella pipes up. I'm happy you wanted to walk with me. Being alone at night can be unnerving, especially for a girl. Yeah, sure thing. She does make a good point, though that's not exactly the reason I wanted to talk with her. It's a shame, too. Nighttime is quite pretty. I'm not in agreement. Now that I'm here with you, I want to sit together and enjoy it for a bit. She heavily nods in agreement, and we sit together on a bench nearby. We've still got a ways to go until we get back to our dorms, but still plenty of time to kill. You know, it feels like you've been through a lot this first semester. Heck, it feels like we've been about to finish the second semester, doesn't it? Yeah, I can get behind that. You stressed about midterms? I shrug. Not really, nah. I imagine you're acing your main classes? She smiles as if confirming my guess. Want to say, thanks for being there for me. I really mean it. No, it's me who should be saying that. You care for all your friends in general. She laughs a bit. Let's call it even. I decided to ask the big question. I was meaning to ask, Would you like to go out with me? I'd love to spend more time with you. She perks up. Yeah, I was thinking of asking you that. I'm kind of surprised she didn't. Given Arabella's personality, I fully expected her to be like, hey, go out with me, and us to be caught
I was about to say, I kind of expected the entire, like, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she's already like, I thought we were
already dating. Like, how many times do I have to chloroform you before we're official anyway?
Wait, what?
Are you being chloroformed by other... Are you being chloroformed by other girls? Not to my knowledge.
It all came back to Sam. He's being utilized. He's being used by other... Poor innocent boy. He's being used.
They're using him for his minor physique for him to get them adamantine.
Work the mines, boy. Oh, yes.
It's all coming together. Well then, shall we have... imagining the Emperor's New Groove. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. She nods with a big smile. From there we finish our night walk, all the while talking about anything and everything. This is going to be the first semester.
Unprotected hand holding. Oh no.
How lewd. Oh, Arabella's story is wonderful. That's great. That's super great.
That is great. It is very cute.
It is. I like that a lot.
And you know, it is interesting to see because we basically are like, you know, she shows up and then we immediately you know, thick Japanese, like
like, you know, here's the thing. When I did a very brief, you can see it because the skip text is actually highlighted. I pretty much played the game to see if it would like run, which is always just kind of a preventative maintenance thing I do, to see if the game would work. And I pretty much went up till Arabella's chat in the lunchroom, so like really, really early into the game. And when I first saw her, I was like, there's like a 99% chance I'm going to finish the video on Arabella's route. And then Mitsuru shows up, and I'm like, oh, my heart is conflicted. These are both excellent choices. I would say in like descending order, my personal preference, I would say Arabella's number 1, Mitsuru's number 2, and Henna's number 3. I would also say all 3 are excellent choices, and there is no bad answer, and I do not... This is the one time you'll hear me say, your waifu... I'm not saying your waifu taste is trash, because they're not trash. They're all wonderful. Now, if your waifu is like Saber, just Saber, then yeah, your waifu taste is pretty trash.
Oh, jeez, man.
So we have to pick Mitsuru or Hana because there is a divide in this route. So the story is pretty much going to go along the exact same as Mitsuru's route up to this point. So we poke around, and this is where we'll revisit this scene just for completion's sake. Hi Sam, where are you going? Yeah, do you know where Mitsuru is? I can't find her anywhere. She's in a lecture at the moment, but won't be out for a while. What did you need her for? I just needed to talk to her is all. Maybe you can help me. Okay, let's... Nope, still can't see the shoes. Okay. Just saying.
Well, we have it on good authority that...
No, the official art on the itch page, you can see that she has, like, black shoes. So, it's not like the game dev would lie about something like that. I'm just saying, like, I was sitting here in the scene, I looked at her hair, and, like, the little, swoosh in her hair, it's kind of like, you know, her hair is kind of shaggy and layered. It kind of looked a little bit like Sonic's quills, and that's why it popped into my head. I'm just saying, it's not too late to commit to the bit. Give her red shoes. I'm just playing. Maybe you can help me instead. It's not something just for her, then. Not specifically. It was nice to get her advice on something. Maybe somewhere? Not at all. I was just heading into my dorm for the rest of the day, but I'm glad you're willing to talk to me. So that's kind of sad, the way you're phrasing that. It's like, I know she's kind of like a recluse, but like... Aw. I'm a recluse, too. I get it. So, like... I'm the sort who doesn't have many friends, but the ones I have are good bros indeed. Would you guys believe that I have gone more of my life knowing Dietaku than the segment of my life not knowing Dietaku?
What a sad amount of time that you had for Dietaku.
I know, right? It was market improvement. So upon meeting Dietaku and being like, "Do you like anime? Do I like anime?" And history was made.
It was. And it is funny that, the number of things that, apparently I have introduced you to. I'm not even aware that I did.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of that going both directions. We're just like, dude, I found this thing, you gotta look at this thing. And, like, sometimes the other one latches onto it and sometimes they don't. But, more often than not, I think we have more, on the Venn diagram, we have more overlap than we have different, I would dare say. It's a little embarrassing. You can tell me anything, Hannah, I'm here to listen. Hipster is my only friend. I didn't have anyone else till you came along, so I'm grateful for that. Don't you make more friends over time? You're still a freshman after all. Space is great for reaching out to new people. You gotta be more confident about it. Yeah, fake it until you make it. People don't know you're sweating unless you let them see it. Thanks, Sam. I'm gonna try, but sometimes it's hard and I can't find people like me. That's spirit. Hey, chosen computer science as your major, haven't you? Pauses for a moment. It's, yeah. Isn't it supposed to be complex and technical? I can handle it. There's more to me than you might see. I don't think that's what Sam's calling into question. I think he's more saying that it kind of takes a certain person to get into comp sci.
Autism?
Yeah, that's, yeah. In not so subtle terms, yes. Good luck with it. I don't think I can manage it personally. Thanks. Mitsu's dorm room is
speaking as someone with autism myself, I mean...
Yeah, I think it's being on the being on the spectrum is almost a prerequisite to being a Tomo bro. Possible exception to Lounge Lizard. I don't know if he is. I don't know. He plays Magic the Gathering, so he probably is.
So he's really...
he almost certainly is, yes. He's a green main like me. Oh, I'll be sure to go see her later.
Well, he's not, like, low functioning like the blue.
The blue players? Yeah.
I kid, but seriously though, blue is trash. Holy cow. Where do you get, you're like, oh, we're going to want a game by not allowing the player to play.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very fun.
It's the only color that does that. I will tell you the fun little story. I've told you this, so it's more for the viewers' benefit. Cog and I, at one point, during the first Zendikar block, were basically, like, tournament tier ready. That's when I had to move, so that was unfortunate timing. We had a really good synergistic deck. So I had a Totem Armor deck, and he had an Infect deck. And people on Magic Online would literally rage quit when they saw what we were doing. Like, a lot. A lot of rage quitting. I should go see her later. I better get going. See you around, Hannah. Bye, Sam. She waves a little as we part ways. Remember correctly, Hannah also stays at Oak Hall. I guess it makes sense since they're close. The lecture should have ended by now, but if I'm lucky, I can catch her there. Dorm should be here on the second floor. I guess we can jump ahead. Mitsuru's path is one that we have tread very well. Yeah, does this smell like chloroform to you?
Ah, what an interesting girl.
I'm sorry, that's still funny. I have the sense of humor of a 13-year-old boy, what can I say?
I'm just saying,
Yeah, you come out with the chubbo.
I'm just saying that, that would be something that, it would. I mean, yes, it is funny, and yes, that is something that, totally should be in any, potential Snek. I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, for the record, use of chloroform for untoward purposes.
To abduct Snek.
Okay, it's not okay. It is kind of very illegal.
Very illegal, very immoral, and very unethical, at least.
But that's what makes it funny, though.
It's funny because it's something that isn't going to actually happen. That's why we can laugh about it. I did once joke that we needed to make a visual novel where a young lady gets to date one of the Tomo bros, and I just see, does this rag smell like chloroform to you, being some kind of gag option that you could give repeatedly throughout the game to various responses. That's a long distance. Are you implying, I'm a dwarf, I'm dangerous over short distances?
That's a Two Towers reference.
Yeah. Can't decide to them. I'd rather ask out. My friendship with either in jeopardy. Well, didn't stop you from going for Mitsuru, I'm just saying.
Well, you know what they're saying. In that case, you gotta score all the mains at once.
That is what we call the
multi-hit simultaneous party-wide attack.
Ladies like
Waifu. You just need the knuckles, step. Approved.
He approves all the waifus. And I'm just saying, that would be that would be funny, but it's definitely not the kind of tone the game is going for. I can safely say that.
No,
that's
Sam is a good boy.
Sam is a nice guy who would not do that, and which is funny because I was giving him so much credit. I was rewatching the early bits of the video this morning before I went to work, and I was just like, wow, I had no faith in this guy whatsoever from the moment I saw his portrait art, and then later on I'm like, no, I was way too hard. I will admit it, I was way too hard on him. And Sam is a good guy.
Will freely admit his haircut is a bit, which is probably where it came from. But no, he's a good man.
Yeah,
good guy.
I'll admit I was too hard on him. And I think that's kind of out. I enjoy gaming, and I feel like I can be myself around her more than Mitsuru. I don't know. I think you can be yourself around any of these girls. Again, I don't think it's a bad option here. And I'm playing Ultralight. It's really fun, and I've got you to help me find all the secrets and the best gear. I'm really glad. It's nice to actually have someone to play with for a change. Oh, so she's like the female version of Clockwork. I'm always like, okay, I'm at this point in Final Fantasy 14. Where's the best gear? And he'll be like, go here, do this. I'm like, okay, thanks.
You got to do the Savage Raid. Oh, great.
Do I have to? Well, do you want to be? Do you want
but
the gear?
Okay.
Or don't you?
It's okay. I have a bunch.
I've done
guys, we're gonna be doing Savage Knights of the Round.
That's the one Savage raid I did, and that is still Mythbreaker is still my title for my main in 14. Because Knights of the Round is one of my favorite boss fights in the game, and 2, I'm really proud that I actually managed to succeed.
Guess you weren't around when we did Savage Alexander.
I did not.
Actually, man, that was tough. It took us 3 hours, but we finally did it.
What's the title for that one?
I want to say it's God Destroyer or something like that.
Okay, I mean that checks out given what Alexander.
Yeah,
is.
I mean we only did it really amount because it gives you one of the Alexander's mechanical angel mobs.
Oh, okay.
As a mount. Yeah.
Did you ever ask Mitsuru to play with you? It's not really her kind of game. She plays some, but not nearly as many as I do. We mostly watch anime together more than anything. Oh, you watch anime! Okay. So
you like anime?
So
what are your thoughts on Mataka Box?
What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Digimon, and why is Tamers the best one?
I'm more of a Frontier lady myself.
Oh, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
Mitsuru, this is all you.
Yeah, no.
No. I would let her argue her case.
Question, Professor.
All right.
What if she said Data Squad?
That's a pretty good choice.
And then Marcus's dad was her husband.
You know what? That is acceptable. I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that so long as she's okay with Mervamon being my waifu.
Hey, I have met many ladies that look at Fist of the North Star or Baki and they're like, gonna get me some of that. It's good luck.
Good luck with
Those
that.
guys don't exist.
See, I think that's one of the funniest things in J-Star's victory was one of our usual team-ups was you would play as Medaka and I'd play as Jonathan Joestar. And Jonathan's intro quote for her, it's oh, it's flattering to be accompanied by such a lovely young lady. And he's super suave about it. I'm like, dang, Jonathan got game.
And the funny thing is when we got mad, we proceeded to bust out Goku and Vegeta.
Yes, for the really annoying challenge missions. We would literally just key beam spam to win.
Yes.
We watch all kinds of anime together. Isekais are really popular at the moment. We're watching a lot of those lately. That's a mixed bag. Okay. This is a hear me out. There's a few good ones, and if you know where to look, there are good ones in the genre, and I don't think it's fair to throw the baby out with the bathwater, even if the majority of them are kind of trash.
The problem being, though, is that the ones that people say are quote-unquote good are, hey guys, so we have this awful person who gets, reincarnated, and then he becomes an awful person again. Except all these girls love him. I'm just, guess what I'm saying is Mushoku Tensei is like literally just as trashy as Sword Art Online. It's just that you desperately want to be the main character and have all the girls fawn on you, fall all over you. So, guys, I just...
Dietaku and I watched Rising of the Shield Hero together when the anime first debuted. And the entire time, Dietaku just, occasionally would just tilt his head and look at me. And I'm like, what? And he's like, he's you. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, Naofumi is you. And he's constantly grumbling, like, I hate stupid people, I don't want to help the stupid people, and then he goes and helps the people anyway. And I'm like, I
hate this stupid orphan, I hate her, I hate the fact that I use her, I'm gonna take this orphan and I'm going to, pour all of my, anger at the princess into the orphan.
That's why I make her really nice meals, and make her really nice toys, and make sure she has the highest quality medicine available. That's what you do to someone you don't like.
I love you. You're like my dad babysitter.
This is my relationship.
So yeah, he would just keep looking at me. He's like, wow, I wonder who that reminds me of. And I'm like, it's a mystery. Stop looking at me.
Succumb to your anger. Kill everything around you. Sure, dragon. I'm
that's
my hatred.
Yeah, I'm down. What's an isekai? Isekai is a subgenre of anime where the main character gets transported to another world, usually fantasy worlds. Super Mario Brothers, Monster Hunter, Sonic the Hedgehog, Chronicles of Narnia. Really, it's one of those things that's kind of older than dirt, right?
Yeah, honestly, I as much as I hate it, I kind of agree with the Calvin's dad meme about looking down into either Chronicles of Narnia or Connecticut Yankee. I kind of agree with that now.
There's something to be said for it, because it's either the main character is changed by the world or the world is changed by the main character, and it's just a matter of which happens.
The only one I would argue may be something unique is Log Horizon, because it literally the world is being changed by them. But as time goes on, the adventurers are becoming changed by the world too.
Yeah.
And so it kind of is like a third path.
Yeah, it's like a both, but you don't see many isekais explore that idea.
Only Log Horizon does that.
Yep.
And Log Horizon is really, really good.
Log Horizon is fantastic. Maybe we should watch one together sometime. Really, you want to watch anime with me?
You want to watch Log Horizon?
Log Horizon is... If she said that, I'd be like, okay, I'm just... what's your ring size? So,
I'm just saying, Krusty is my husbando.
No, so you would fall in love with Dietaku instantly then. Okay. Of course, I wouldn't.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't say no to that. Granted, I'm not sure that she would be into what I'd be into. Hey, so what are your thoughts on Hokuto no Ken?
And
why is
with Hannah, I could see her she'd be like, "What's Hokuto no Ken?" And then she would watch it, and she's like, "I want to see more. Show me more."
I want to see shirtless men kill each other.
Using kung fu. Yes. And then you would have to show her bo.
I don't get this, but it's Japanese, so
I am down for this.
I don't think anyone understands it.
I don't think the author understands bo.
No.
Why wouldn't I? You show me the best ones. Plus, I like fantasy shows myself. I'd love to watch some anime with you. That settles it, then. What? Oh, okay. We don't even leave. We just get married right then and there, apparently. Well, she wants to watch Bobobo, so, this is the one, and we'll just, wrap it up. Okay, I will say...
I understand where you were saying earlier, how this kind of seems... It
happens kind of fast.
Yeah.
It feels like Hannah might have been the last addition to the game, So much of her route kind of piggybacks on Mitsuru's, and it feels like Mitsuru's dialogue is significantly more fleshed out. Because, like, from a timeline perspective, Hannah's story ends, like, an hour sooner than the others do. And this is a demo. This is Act 1. This is literally, like, the very first part of the story.
I'm just saying, watch Hannah be the Unlimited Blade Works route of the game, where like Route 2 goes completely off the rails and goes completely differently, and you know, she's like, guys, I started watching anime, and now anime is happening in real life.
You know, if they were going to add a UFO ending, I feel like it would have to come off Hannah's path. Like, it's the only thing that really makes sense, because like it wouldn't really gel with Arabella or Mitsuru. So if they were gonna add a gag ending, and I kind of hope they do after all the speculating we've been throwing around.
Yes.
Like, I will say, Hannah's ending is really, really, really short. I was a little surprised when that first happened. I was like, oh, wow, okay, that's it. But, like, again, it's a demo, and it does feel like Hannah might have been the last addition to the game. But I like her. I'm not saying she's a bad character.
If I could offer one critique, and this is a very slight thing, but as both a gamer and an author myself, the main thing about this that comes to me is in regards to Hannah's route. They talk about ultralight a lot. Now, I have thoughts as to what it's clearly an MMO. It's
right.
Clearly a fantasy RPG.
Right.
But how does it play? Is it like a fast action game? Like, is it like PSO2? Is it like WoW, where it's very slow and very, plotting and very deliberate? Is it kind of in the middle, where like FF14? I'm curious to know about this. I'm kind of curious to know about the world, about, kind of what Hannah actually plays. Because let me tell you, playing, I come at this as a mostly FF14 veteran. I'm sorry, so sorry, I know. But playing as a DPS main, which I am a filthy DPS main, versus being tank main, and even then, they are all very different, and basically treat the game in very different. It's kind of the thing with Clockwork. Stupid children's. I am here now because he's a tank.
He's a tank.
What he does.
Yep.
So.
No, like, actually, you just gave me a great idea. Something that they could consider. Tell us what the story of Ultralight is and how it relates to your character, because then you could have thematic dualities about the story of the game within the game relate directly to the story that you experience in Hannah's route.
Right. So, I know that this is like an entirely superfluous, probably not going to be ever addressed. I get that. But I'm just saying, I am one of those weird lore friends who really love stuff like that, knowing superfluous details.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious.
No, like, I think they could use that to their advantage. Because the story of Ultralight could tie into the story of A Whole Lot to Love with Hannah's route in particular. In fact, they could even use that to, like, hint at, like, if you're playing through Hannah's route, like, events in the game could relate to Arabella or Mitsuru's route. So, like, when you do a return playthrough for the other stories, like, you have certain events that are, like, foreshadowed, or there's some kind of, like, thematic parallel of, and you can be like, oh, hey, look at that. Like, there's, like, this shout out to this event that happens later in the story. There's a lot of wiggle room for creative thinking with that kind of backdrop. And, like, on the whole, this is super cute. My opinion is basically just kind of reinforced. It's this very cute, very wholesome, very sweet, simple story. about a guy who happens to find himself around a bunch of plus-size women and enjoys their company. Because, like, apart from, like, that one discussion in Arabella's path, like, their physique isn't really even referenced by anyone except for Josh, slash Knuckles, slash French Knuckles, because Ja, bro, is I'm curious to see where his story ends up going. I said there's a lot of different paths that could possibly be taken. I'd love to see how that gets refined, or like if we're anywhere close. Like, again, I kind of suspect the writers are like either taking notes or furiously changing their notes because they're like, crap, they're onto us, quick, rewrite this bit. Okay, Dietaku seems to have exploded, so that happens from time to time. But thank you, everyone, for accompanying us. And no, I'm not going to make Saturday updates a regular thing. I need my time to play games for myself, among other things. I have a life, believe it or not. Not much of one, but I like to maintain it. So, thank you for joining us as we visited the alternative paths of A Whole Lot to Love. Link, once again, is going to be in the description. Please check them out. This has been so much fun. Let me know what you guys thought. Who is your waifu? Gun to my head, I think I would lean Arabella. But again, no wrong answers. So this has been the Hipster Snek and my currently unconscious, possibly comatose co-host. And we'll see you guys in the next one.